So, John, and everybody else concerned, what celebrity do you think you most look like? And also, what would it be like to switch lives with them?
Well, for me, as a child, and throughout my life since, the celebrity, if you can call it that I have most commonly been compared to is C. Montgomery Burns from The Simpsons. So I think swapping places with a
child.
Honestly, like from the age of like 12, it was like people used to make me go excellent all the time. It just,
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You know what? I can see it in your face.
Oh God!
It's the nose.
I should never. I've opened an old wound.
Can of worms.
So yeah, swapping places with a two-dimensional fictional cartoon, but very wealthy cartoon character.
Oh yeah.
In the mid to late hundreds. I don't know what that would be like, to be honest. Probably not good.
Yeah, Yeah.
I trade up in some ways, I trade down in others. But
yes, very true. Oh, you can have Smithers then. Which...
I would have a Smithers. Well, you are my Smithers. You know this.
No. Joe.
Well, there's 3 people I've been told I look like, and they steadily get more insulting. So, do you know the band LCD Sound System?
Yes.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can really see that.
Someone had a poster of them. They were like, "That is literally you."
Yeah, I remember that.
thought it was you.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. So from there we go down. The next one is Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes, that's the one I thought of.
Of course.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's that close.
Instantly was like, that's the one.
That's nice. And then the third one is Boris Johnson. So I don't want to swap that guy's like
That is definitely
topical.
I will say I do not see that one.
I used to have a lot more weight on,
Oh, okay.
and my hair didn't used to be so groomed.
I think
Well,
if
you had an argument and someone goes, you look like Boris Johnson.
I think like if you added like peroxide, about a stone in weight, and just a general sense of hatefulness.
Yeah.
Then I don't see it. I don't see it right now.
Oh dear.
So that's 3. Okay. I don't know what it'd be like to swap lives with anyone.
We've got Burns and Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh God, all the villains.
Quite a crew.
Wow.
Okay, Ollie.
I had to type into Google tall black male celebrities,
which is now in your Google search history forever.
And the one that was most well known that I think he'll do is Chadwick Boseman.
Okay.
Oh yes. Oh, very good.
I don't want to say I can see it because that does sound like I'm saying, well, you look like a black person.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're like a black celebrity.
But it's just like, because it's like, Will Smith, I don't really look like
you. Do not.
No.
That's to be fair, of those two. Yeah.
He's Black Panther, so.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'll take him.
I was just thinking a little bit of Idris Elba.
Sure do.
Yeah.
Sure do.
You could play James Bond, I think. Yeah.
Definitely.
Cute.
Maybe tone that down.
I have got a cold. But yeah, so him or Idris, I'll take Idris.
Yeah.
I think Idris. That's a good one. Yeah.
Thank
That's a
you.
good shout. What about you, Harry?
I was thinking, if you ever watched the TV show Heroes, I believe that I'm the villain Sylar.
Who played it?
Zachary Quinto. Guy played Spock as well.
I know who's
In
Zachary
Heroes,
Quinto.
he looks way more like me.
Okay, I'll take your word
No,
for
I
it.
totally
can
does.
true.
He's really handsome in it.
I see. Okay, sure.
Modest.
Dashing.
Some films are fine just the way they are. Other films sometimes take it way too far. But really, how bad could it get? Let's go beyond the box set.
Welcome everybody to Beyond the Box Set, the podcast where today we are pitching prequels, sequels and spin-offs to The Princess Switch as part of our Christmas season. We'll also be pitching some drinking games and hearing from our listeners with the submissions they've posted on our Facebook and Twitter pages. But first we're going to go through a bit of a plot summary and talk about some of our favourite moments. I am Prince Harry, Duke of Britain. Joining me today...
What a dystopian image. Huh?
Joining me today is Count Oliver the Fancy.
Hello.
Who you may know from episodes such as Black Swan and Burlesque. He has a weird taste in films. I'm also joined by King Joe II,
Hello.
known as Confusing King Joe by his subjects, due to his appearance on our Interstellar episode, where I believe you pitched a blanket of reality or something like that.
Early days.
It was an odd one. And joining me as always, the court jester in Liverpool, it's John Lucas.
Ugh, I knew it. Thank you. I'll take it, whatever. It's a job.
Yeah.
Work is work.
Yeah.
In this economy, who am I to argue?
Anyway, okay, so The Princess Switch. Joe, you picked this film for us.
Yeah, let's start with
Yeah.
this,
Thanks.
with the why and the wherefores.
So I'll try and explain why I chose this. Because there seems to be a... Could you call it a trend of Netflix films that come out?
100%.
That
Yeah.
are...
Shit.
Well, this pitch is just this film really tied into a festive tradition of mine, which is something I genuinely enjoy, and I would recommend to everyone. If you're ever bored on like Christmas Day or on the Christmas season, go onto Netflix. Just type in the word Christmas and just find the shittiest coaster you can find.
I mean, didn't they
But they
literally
all
do
look
that in
the
this
same.
film?
Yeah.
And watch that. I guarantee they're all exactly the same, and they are all amazing.
I don't know why these are produced
'Cause
on
they-
any level.
Yeah.
And I
Oh, I
don't know
do.
if someone's producing this thinking this is good work.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I remember seeing the trailer for this last year, and I just didn't get around to watching it. That's the only reason I didn't watch it. I just didn't get around to it. I
It's
wanted
such a
to.
low barrier to entry because it's like it's Christmas. You're not have to follow up with it. You don't have to think about it. It's just something to watch in the background. I can see it.
I saw it. I knew exactly what it was, and I really couldn't wait to
You
watch
knew
it.
every part of the story.
I feel I did.
Harry
yeah.
is the target audience. This is the target audience right here. The 26-year-old couch potato is the target audience of this film.
Yeah, 26
Yeah, I
and a half,
felt like
yeah.
they needed some scrutiny.
Yeah.
So we watched it. Yeah.
Well, so Joe, you've seen this before now. Why?
Well, my wife likes to watch these films
How many
extensively.
Times how many times have you seen it?
Twice. Only twice.
Okay.
Although 3 technically, but I wasn't really watching one time. Although it's not hard to take it in.
I was going to say, you ever really
It's not
watching
exactly
this?
David Lynch. You know?
No.
Okay, Ollie, what about you then? What do you...
I thought it was delicious.
Your first time through?
My first time through, and I also think it's sinister.
Sinister.
I was watching it. I thought this is sinister, and I'm going to tell you why as we get into it. But I thought this is dark.
Yeah. I can see that. I can
I
see
wanna
that
hear
happening.
Yeah.
Okay, I think without any further ado, we should start a plot summary. It doesn't need to be the whole half an hour that we do here on the
No,
podcast.
no, I
but
don't think it would. I think you'd really struggle. Ironically, this film is almost 2 hours long, but I think you'd
Yeah.
struggle to describe the plot in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
In more than 5 minutes.
It's over
More
100
than a minute.
minutes. When I
Yeah.
saw that, I thought, what are they going to
I'm
do?
still a little
this
puzzled,
is what
yeah.
they did.
Saw the first 5 minutes, you're like, wait, what?
The film's done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
make every scene last a little bit longer than it needs to.
I do want to talk about the first scene with that lady in the bakery, that character actor.
Oh, the one. You're the
thought-
best kept secret in Chicago. Okay, yeah,
So you need a plot summary.
sure. Do
Yeah,
that.
so
and then
it's,
we'll- yeah.
I mean, it doesn't need to be brief. We'll interject and everything.
It's essentially Prince and the Pauper.
Yeah.
Is the entire
Except she's not a princess and she's not that poor.
film. No,
it's like-
none of them are.
It's like
No
the
one
fake
is.
princess and the well-off artisanal baker from Chicago. It doesn't really read.
Everybody's just somewhere in between.
Yeah. That's essentially the whole gist, though. They look the same
Yeah.
by some spurious plot device
They're like
they
third
describe.
cousins set twice removed or
Yeah.
something.
That
Yeah.
everyone goes, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then
Nobody reacts to the fact that these two people are literally identical.
Nobody reacts
Nobody-
to anything throughout this film.
The thing that I noticed was when they first meet and like, we look the same. They go into a separate room together, and then they don't address it. They don't talk about it.
Wait.
They just
We've
talk about
missed-
so
we've
who are you?
missed
And
a lot of goodness.
Okay,
Not
yeah,
this
okay.
too.
Okay, come on, let's do
there's
this.
the lady. You're the best kept secret in Chicago. I thought, what is happening? So we start off there, and she's whining because her boyfriend left her. Can't imagine why. And the friend says, "Oh, I've put you in for like a famous
baking show.
Yeah.
baking show."
At
And
Wembley.
she says, "No."
in Wembley.
In Belgravia.
In
yeah.
Belgravia, but in Wembley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
that's
didn't
what I
they, why
was-
didn't
What's
they
your
just,
obsession with
why didn't they
areas of
just
London?
say it was a British show? Since they went to this
No,
fictional
but it's in the
country.
mountains
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah, it was filmed in Romania because for tax purposes, clearly. But yeah, like everyone has a British accent. Well, to a lesser or greater degree of accuracy, a British accent. Everyone has like something resembling a British accent. There's lots of. It's a baking. It's obviously inspired by the
Resembling a
Great British Bake Off.
accent
Yeah.
if this is a Charles Dickens book.
Yeah.
You know,
And-
say what you all about the accents. I thought Vanessa Hudgens was bang on.
I felt like she watched
Bang
Mary
on
Poppins
what?
I feel-
once. Yeah.
Bang on what?
Bang on somewhere between British and Chicago. And
She
And it-
did
and it-
neither. She sounded like she was from LA the entire time.
Well, you knew she was from Chicago though because she spent the whole time in the Chicago hat.
and kept saying,
Just in case you couldn't
You
remember.
know, when you walk around Leeds sometimes you just have a hat that just says Leeds.
Now, I want to go back to the fact that she's running a bakery business.
Yeah.
this is supposed to be a world competition where her bakery's going to be put on the map. It's the best kept secret. Well, you know, if you want to make that money, let's not make it a secret. Let's make it public. And the person you're in a business with said, look, this is a way to make more money. And she says, no, I'm sad because my boyfriend left me. Get your priorities straight and get that money.
Well, I liked how she was like, oh no, we can't possibly just shut up shop for 2 weeks over the Christmas period. Which I was like, you know what? Sensible. You're right. You need some time to prepare. Then she goes and like sees her ex-boyfriend. And she's like, oh, I guess we can. And there's no explanation of like how she funds
Can
that.
we talk about the bumping into the ex-boyfriend?
Yes, we did.
That was really something. So is this entire film motivated by her trying to...
I just assumed the way that happened, he was going to show up again, but...
No, one of many plot lines that is just picked up and dropped.
Because when I watched this with my old housemate, and we decided to just try and predict as much as we could of this film, and obviously there's so much we got right.
Yeah.
But like him, we thought like, okay, he's gonna have his comeuppance by the end.
Yeah.
You know, like that woman that he's with, like she's gonna ruin him or something. Like
they weren't nasty. They weren't nasty people. I just assumed, you know, he's going to come back. Because the way it goes, oh, I was thinking about you know, that trip we took to wherever. Yeah. Then the girlfriend comes up. I'm like, this is inappropriate. If I was the girlfriend, I'm like, who's this?
To be honest, I feel like Stacey is the villain of this film in many ways. Like in most circumstances, Stacey is the villain because she's got that whole relationship with the ginger lady who won the baking competition last year, who she meets in Belgravia, is it? Yeah. And then she's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you. You used to be really close to the professors. Remember you used to cream his strawberries." Like she's slut shaming this poor woman. Like, maybe he's just a better baker than her.
And there was a bit of slut shaming throughout the film, but that was
she took it there before. The other girl was just like, "Oh hi," a bit of insincere, like, "Oh hi, nice to see you again. How you doing?" She just took it straight to like, "You're a whore."
That was another to go back to a film we did. It reminds me of Christina Aguilera. Straight out
just
the
comes
gate,
in,
rude.
Stacey DeNovo. What a surprise.
Brianna Michaels. Didn't know you were going to be here.
I won the competition last year.
Oh, well, congratulations.
And what are you making for your pièce de résistance? Cheetos a la mode?
Yeah, I like Cheetos.
And you are?
Kevin Richards. I work with Stacey.
Stacey and I went to the Cordon Bleu together.
Yeah, Brianna was really close to some of the faculty.
They knew I had talent.
Oh yeah, like when you sauced Professor Kendall's berries?
So then she sees the ex. They're doing something. She goes, "Oh, I'm going to the bakery competition," and then they go to the competition.
Well, they fly to Belgravia, and it really made me laugh because the flight to. But did you pick up on this as well? They fly to Belgravia, and there's like stock footage of like a Boeing 747 with like some really dodgy like ADR like voiceover going like, "I guess we're on our way to Belgravia," and then it cuts to like the landing. It's an entirely different plane.
Yeah, it's a tiny little.
It's a little private jet. Like,
yeah. I'm not sure it's a private jet. It looked like a glider.
Listen, I think the
paragliding into
the Princess Switch budget could only go so far.
Well, that explains a lot about the sort of barren sets. I don't know if you noticed.
Barren what?
Sets.
Oh.
You know, in the cafe. The cafe at the start. What did you think it was?
Barren
I
sex.
wasn't sure what you were saying. I was like, what?
Yeah, but in the cafe at the start, there's just like one table. And that's it.
That's why it's the best kept secret, because they've got no customers. So why is she not going to the competition?
And then in the toy shop, you're like, this is the least welcoming toy shop I've ever seen.
It looks so...
Look like an empty space.
And those toys look crap.
Yeah.
Like, what year is this? Right, okay, we'll come back to that because I've got plenty to say on that Twister game.
Twister game. That I've skipped
so
ahead.
much
But yeah,
to say.
I did feel like Belgravia, this fictional country that this film is based in, consisted of a single street.
Yeah.
In Kensington.
Oh, yeah.
Basically.
Of course.
Yeah. So they go to Belgravia. They're at this competition, which looks cheap.
It's basically the Great
Another
British Bake Off
balance.
in Belgravia.
She's
And way worse.
uptight. And then she goes off, and then and we forget that they're talking about it's held by the Lady Margaret, who never shows her picture.
Yeah, she's the very private princess of this, the future queen of this kingdom. Yeah.
Then she's walking along and she bumps into Lady Margaret, who she looks like.
Yeah, both of these characters played by Vanessa Hudgens, who is the only name in this movie. Everyone else is like off-brand.
I didn't know who she was.
Yeah, I've no idea who she is from anything else.
She's from High School Musical.
So I took my mum to see High School Musical. That's why I know who she is.
Of course you took your mum. Yeah,
I did. Yeah. Listen, I took my mum and I stopped and got myself some ribs. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. And so they bump into each other.
Yeah.
And this is where it starts getting sinister. Because it does. because Stacey's like, oh, you look like me, and the way Lady Margaret's looking at it, like, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You know what? I need help with this case.
She knew
Excuse
more.
me.
Yeah, it felt like she knew more than Stacey knew. Yeah.
The way she was looking was, I thought she's going to drug her.
I thought she was the villain. I thought she was going to turn out to be like a villain.
I thought, this is dangerous. And
You're gonna take a twist.
Stacey's supposed to be from Chicago. She's supposed to have her wits about her. How do I know this is Lady Margaret? There's no pictures of her. This could be a predator. There's predators. There's the predator.
that's a
She
plot.
runs into her
Good
literal
point.
identical twin and is just like, oh,
Sure.
Pops over to the house.
in other news.
No one. Oh, you've got to keep it secret. Okay.
They accept it so quickly and with so little tension.
No,
It's
but it was
bizarre.
explained very well.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I guess I had a cousin once who got married to an American. I guess maybe we're third cousins, and that means we're genetically identical.
So she goes back to her lapdog, who just takes all her abuse. He goes,
Oh.
I'm off somewhere.
Oh, the
And this is-
doyenne, the lesbian doyenne that she's got.
Oh, gosh. And then that little girl is going on about the ballet. I want to go to the ballet. Oh, Dad can't afford it. Why can't we afford it? Gold digger. So Stacey goes off to Lady Margaret. I'm doing inverted commas.
So they decide to switch identities, is
Yeah.
where we're getting at.
Yeah.
here. So that you've got your baker and you've got your duchess.
If you
who's
hadn't
marrying
got
the
that
prince.
already
Yeah.
from...
When she invited her for tea, and then there's the shot of her, of Lady Margaret stirring the tea, I thought she's going to drug her.
Yeah, I thought that too. I thought
drug her, and she's going to wake up, and she's going to take on her life.
Yeah.
I thought, what? So, and then so they swap lives. She becomes Lady Margaret, the other becomes Stacey. Now, in what must have been 20 minutes, they were able to do accents, change how they walk, learn each other's families.
Well, it was
How
20
she got-
minutes, but 18 minutes of that was walking.
I know.
I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
The whole thing was just, look how I
extended
walk.
walking montage. Yeah. Never mind nailing that Chicago accent, which she pretty much did get. The American accent she nailed immediately. The British accent or the Genovian accent, not so much. But
Yeah.
And also, when they said, oh yeah, this is the entire family tree. So you're going to, in this amount of time, remember all the family tree. So that when she goes to see the king and queen, she knows them.
yeah.
It was utterly...
I just thought it was incredibly sinister on this child. If you don't take into account that she's a gold digging bitch, but this little kid who's her godmother, who I guess is, because the thing is, the three of them who go over to Belgravia. It's Stacey, our little heroine, our plucky baker. You've got her best friend from high school, Kevin, who's 10 years older than her, but somehow they went to high school together, and his daughter, and they're
the daughter's name is
Olivia.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Gold digger, I call her.
Yeah. But Olivia's mother has left the family sometime in the past, so she's
No
just
one's
gone.
talking about her.
Never discussed. Yeah, but she's gone. So this girl's probably primary mother figure is, we imagine, Jennifer Hudgens, Stacey.
Which she's not that bothered about.
No,
as
she doesn't
we
care at
see,
all, yeah.
Because as soon as the Duchess comes, the sinister look, the gold digger.
Yeah, she's
deck
peace out.
points.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This little girl's prime maternal figure has just been weirdly body swapped, and she just has to deal with it.
Hello. Boy, am I glad you picked up. I was going to call you. There's been a bit of a snag at this end.
What happened?
Hey there, princess.
Oh, you figured us out.
It wasn't rocket science.
You okay with this, Liv?
Are you kidding? I get to hang with royalty. And Margaret told me all about that ballet scholarship. And that's so totally cool.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're all right. Let me talk to Margaret.
We're getting on fabulously.
Well, that's great because things are not fabulous here.
Why not?
Edward is back.
Get out.
So they've swapped lives. Stacey meets the prince. He's a misogynist.
Yes.
He's
Total
basically he's
misogynist.
played by an off-brand Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, cheap.
Yeah.
Store brand.
Yeah.
Benedict. And
Did anyone else pick up on his weird haircut?
yes,
Why was it so high around the ears?
What was wrong with that? Also, it didn't match. The left and right were different heights.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I wasn't the only one.
Yeah, it really bothered me that.
That's the attention to detail of this film.
Yeah.
You know,
They're the things because
runs
the
through
plot
house.
you kind of go into a kind of meditative state with because it's pretty. But you start noticing these little
it's
things.
when they're going into the, they're going out on their horses into the snow.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it suddenly turns into green screen.
Oh God!
Why is it done that?
What?
At no point in the entire film, at any other point, do they do this.
They could have just gone.
Because the only set they had was that one street.
It was really badly done.
It was bad enough. So he's supposed to be a diplomat going to Spain on important business.
Yeah.
Sacks it off just randomly, and the king and queen don't seem bothered. And he's like, oh yeah, I need to get to know you because we're getting married.
Yeah.
And then when she struts in to go horse riding,
oh my god, the glamour shot of her horse in her jumpers
was finished. Because I was like, why is she strutting? Like, what was the point of all that walking training when she is strutting?
She
in
is
like
working
that?
those jumpers. She's just like, it is like, it's slow motion. She's doing the hip action. It's like all you need is like Right Said Fred on the soundtrack.
Well, pretty much. And he's like, oh, this is a treat.
Yeah.
Then they go horse riding, and then he starts talking about diplomacy, and she dares to have an opinion, and he basically goes, oh, little woman, be quiet.
Just keep planning. Just worry about planning our wedding, dear. That's all we need from you. Yeah. And she sets him straight, to be fair, you know.
She sets him straight, but then he looked confused, and then later apologises. But when he starts apologising, doesn't understand that he was a misogynist, and that's why he needs to apologise.
Well, you know, she's challenging his worldviews. That's
he brings something in about his grandma, right? He goes, "Oh, my grandma had opinions.
She was rebellious." Yeah.
I've met a woman that has opinions. So there's another one, okay.
And then on the other side, Lady Margaret seems to know how to drive, knows where the house is, like just, you know, straight into Chicago accent.
Yeah. She adapts much more easily to being a commoner, which I would think would be the other way around.
Not just that though, when she saw Kevin, she saw a 3-course meal because the eyes she gave Kevin.
Yeah. So Kevin's like the best friend. He's the father of the little girl, and he comes into her bedroom at a certain point
when she's topless and she's like ripped, yummy.
Yeah. But did anyone else pick up on the fact that he walks into the hotel bedroom or the chalet bedroom, wherever?
Topless.
Yes, that in itself is weird. But he walks and goes, "Oh, I forgot my toothpaste. Have you got any?" You've been here for 2 days.
His breath was stinking.
What is wrong with this person's oral hygiene?
No, but my
but his muscles were right there, though. So
this goes back to when we watched Burlesque.
Yeah.
Why are people going into other people's bedrooms with no clothes on? Yeah.
Because they want to.
Why have all plot devices to get him in the bedroom?
To be fair to him, he'd worked hard for that torso.
Yeah,
you know, he wants to show it off. To be fair,
we had the exact same discussion last week. We did at a film called The Holiday, in which Jude Law plays a widower, a widowed father of 2 young girls, and like clearly this terrible tragedy in your life has not affected your workout routine in the slightest because you are cut to shit.
Yeah.
Like,
so you know, you know what? He's worked really hard for that.
Yeah,
you know. But they're supposed to be best friends. Do they just tend to walk around topless in front of each other? And then Lady Margaret, like
she's thirsty.
Her eyes, she was drooling.
Yeah.
And then she's on the phone to Stacey, like, this man's a treat. And then Stacey goes, "Oh, he's like a dog. If you show a bit of attention, he'll follow you anywhere."
Stacey treats Kevin like shit in this film.
I had to pause when she said that. I thought, so your goddaughter's father, you're talking about him like this.
Yeah, your best friend, the best sous chef. We didn't talk about that. Why is a sous chef working in a bakery? That's not a thing. Not a thing. That's a restaurant thing. Not a bakery thing. But yeah, her best friend, her confidant, the guy who's the reason she's here in Belgravia, she just always refers to in such dismissive tones. Like, absolutely, that's just Kevin. It's just Kevin.
Maybe she hadn't seen him topless.
Maybe not, yeah.
So if she hadn't seen him topless, does that mean that he was coming into the bedroom that time topless for the first time in their relationship?
I think.
Was he trying something?
Yeah, Kevin was starting to get attracted, and he thought, "Let me lay down some breadcrumbs."
Yeah. I've put like 9 months of keto into this body. Now it's the time to reveal.
You know what? I haven't bought any toothpaste. Yeah. The daughter's outside. Your toothpaste is shut. Yeah. I haven't bought any toothpaste. Why did he go to his daughter first? But anyway, and then we go to Stacey, and she's going to the ball.
Yeah.
And now this is another bit that bothered me. When they're under the mistletoe, the prince looks like, ooh, she kisses him on the cheek. And then what did the helper say? Oh, she's strong-willed.
Yeah.
You're basically calling her a hoe. Because she kissed her husband-to-be on the cheek and you're shaming her.
Do you think this prince has ever had any kind of sexual interaction with a woman before? Or anyone? Like... Because it's the sense that like it's an arranged marriage, like because he seems to be like what 30, I don't know, like 25.
He seems pretty vacuous and dull.
He
just got a character in any form.
He just seems his parents, his mum seems like she knows what's going on, and the king seems to knows what's. But maybe he's simple.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because like when it was like the word of the mister, ooh, and then why don't you play the piano? I don't want to. Go and play the piano. You can't say no now.
See, the piano scene was a classic example of a thing that I found frustrating about this film. Is it set up potentially funny, like cringe comedy moments. Like, because she can't play the piano, this could be funny. She's going to bomb it. Maybe she'll just try and do chopsticks or something. Everyone will be like, "What the fuck?" Like, that could be mildly entertaining. Instead, she just sits there, and the prince is like, "I'll save you," and they just play a nice little duet.
And then they go outside for the dance. Oh, and the old man pops up again like a creep.
Pops up everywhere.
He keeps popping up saying, "Oh, this is true love." Vacuous prince is like, "I don't know what you're talking about. What's love?" And then goes dance with the lady. Then, and also when Stacey's like, do you have volunteers or do you have paid workers for the foundation? Well,
she's suddenly like
those things.
She's suddenly like a social justice warrior. Like,
stick to the bakery, love. But to be fair,
she's like unionising them. It's like
now one of my favourite bits, and I told Joe about this, when they go to their orphanage, and the little girl goes, "Are you a real princess?" And she goes, "Yes, I am." "No, you're not. You're a bakery owner."
You're a liar. That's what you are.
And I think she's sniffing around for that gold. But anyway, then the girl goes, "Oh, I wish I could be a princess." "Well, if you believe in your heart, you'll be a princess in your heart." Shut up. I'm in an orphanage. Very like, I've got no money, and the tree is struggling. There's no presents, and you come to me in your expensive clothes to tell me I could be a princess in my heart. Get out.
Yeah, that was like unexamined privilege, like to the max. That scene.
And everyone was cheering. Oh, what a lovely lady! She's horrible.
I was thinking that when the princess then says, like, "Okay, well, we need to get presents for all the kids here," I was thinking, well, surely they just want a bit more money rather than like, I mean, presents, Christmas spirit, yeah, sure.
Those crappy presents.
But like, if they can't afford the presents, it probably means they can't afford other stuff too. You know, like maybe hot showers and food. Who knows?
What do you want for Christmas? A mother, a home.
I don't understand.
I don't want a little tiara. I want something I can use.
Financial security.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ollie.
No, we've killed it.
Listeners, Ollie is lying down.
I want a mother. Oh my gosh, that's finished me off. That's amazing.
Is it true you're really a princess?
Oh, not yet. But I will be after I marry Prince Edward.
Are you in love with him?
Very much.
I wish I could be a princess.
Well, the most important thing about being a princess is caring about other people. And if you do that, then you're a princess in your heart.
Can we all please say thank you, Lady Margaret, for her time here today?
Thank you, Lady Margaret!
Oh, well, you're very welcome.
We forgot the villain of the show.
Well, there's at least 3. Who's the main villain? Oh, do you mean the rival baker?
The rival baker. Okay. She's the worst rival. Yeah. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Well, here's another thing. I don't think Stacey deserves to win because she arrives in this new place for this competition, doesn't do any prep. She just swans off for 2 days to be a princess. There's no rehearsal. Like, why does she deserve to win this competition?
No, and also
that woman maybe she put the hours in, you know.
But also, if you're going to sabotage,
just
really sabotage. I thought she'd broken the blender, so they can't make the cake.
Yeah.
Everything else, it's like, oh no, I can't cream the berries.
That's a puree by hand.
I can't puree the berries. Come on, is this your dastardly plan?
I mean, also surely you could just be like, my blender's not working, can I have a replacement, please?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
and also, she cut the wire and thought, I've done it. Like, come on.
I just want to slightly rewind.
Yes.
Have you?
Oh, no, I'm just comparing that show to the Great British Bake Off, and I was just so underwhelmed.
Yeah, it's a movie, right?
Yeah, you nailed it with the blender. Yeah. But then when it comes to judging it, and they look at this giant cake that looks like it's made of plastic, because let's be honest, it's not a real cake, was it? And everybody else is, they're like, here's like 4 Christmas baubles precariously balanced on top of each other, and it looks fantastic. Like, no, they look like shit, yes, but they actually look like a decent design of cake. Sorry, I'm really getting into something here.
No, go for it. Speak your truth.
And like that does the Christmas baubles that deserve to win design wise. Her cake, they said it tasted like shit.
No, she goes, the berries weren't pureed as much as I'd like, but the cake tastes delicious.
Yeah. Also,
when that happens in Bake Off, you've not won.
Yeah,
you've not won. If your cake tastes like crap, you've not won.
Also,
if a cake tastes like shit, you're not going to say it's a good cake.
You failed the assignment. But also, I loved how because it was so much obviously the Great British Bake Off, but transposed to this world. Could he not have just got Paul Hollywood for a cameo?
I don't think there was enough money.
They
in the
just
budget.
They got some Ukrainian producer's wife or much younger girlfriend,
the money
or a
was
lookalike.
gone.
Maybe
she barely spoke. Yeah, she this model who clearly doesn't eat a lot of cake in her life.
Yeah,
barely spoke English. It was such a weird moment because she.
There was a lot of weird moments though. But we've gone past that. So they've had the 2 days. We see they both fall in love with the other person's person.
Yeah, so Princess Margaret, she falls in love with Kevin.
And the little girl has got pound signs in her eyes.
And then Stacey falls in love with the prince of Belgravia.
And the prince realised that women can have opinions.
Yeah. Everyone's got a very satisfying arc.
Yeah. So then there's the end bit when they're kissing each other's man and they're like, oh no, sorry, can we pretend this didn't happen? Then Lady Margaret goes back to the house and that guy is on the balcony taking photos. Where's security? Where is the security? There's no security around this palace and he's taking Peeping Tom pictures, falls off the balcony, he's fine and continues to take pictures.
I thought he was dead.
That bit where he fell off the balcony, the film became something else. It became Home Alone for a second, where injuries don't mean anything. And no other point in the film was this a thing.
Then he's taking Peeping Tom pictures, goes to the Queen, is like, I've got pictures, do you want to keep your job? Oh, here's some dishes to take. Then she somehow thinks, I know, I want my son, the prince, to marry a bakery owner. No one's addressing the lies, the deceit.
Where is my daughter-in-law? Is she safe?
That there's another lady who looks exactly like you.
Yeah, that conversation just never happens, does it? Why do they look the same?
I don't know if anyone noticed, and I don't know if you've watched any of these other Netflix films, but right in the middle of it, for some reason, they always bond over watching Netflix.
Yeah,
that was the scene.
That was really something. I had to pause it and
they do it in all these films.
Have a look at what was going on there, because some things that I thought it was going to be a little bit smart, where they were going to do sort of fake titles. I saw El Camino Christmas, and I was like, wait, is the Breaking Bad spin-off but a Christmas version? Oh, yes! I looked it up, and it's actually a thing.
So someone told me today,
in these films... No, it predates it.
In these films...
This film predates El Camino, doesn't it? So,
of course, yeah.
So someone told me there's Easter eggs from the other crap Netflix films.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they're creating their own cinematic universe.
Yeah. I think it's like... the MCU.
It's like a step up from Marvel.
Yeah, no, I love
it. I'm building a master theory of how. I mean, you guys don't care, but all the TV shows on Apple TV Plus are all part of the same universe. It's great.
So it's the same for Netflix Christmas specials.
Yeah, Netflix Christmas specials. They're all.
Netflix are trying to make that money.
Apparently, they're the most. Is it going to have most successful stuff they make?
Yeah.
No, honestly, I did go slightly.
Vanessa, what's her face playing every character? Like all her characters from all the different films that she's in.
Another one that's just come out. She's in.
The Night Before Christmas.
Is that the one? Yeah.
What's her name?
Yeah.
From this?
Yes.
Vanessa Hudgens.
Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, The Night Before Christmas.
Yeah, different lady.
That's someone else.
That's
different lady. No, because I was watching this film fairly... that happens like an hour and a half in. I was watching it fairly passively. I was somewhat enjoying it. I was a little bored because it had gone on a little bit too long. And then it got to the scene where they sat down like, oh, let's watch a romantic film together. Hey, what's on Netflix? And I literally went, no! No! Let's shout at the screen. Like, no!
This entire thing is a vehicle.
Yeah, if I could have rolled up a piece of newspaper and smacked my computer on the nose, I would have done it. No. Bad Netflix.
Yeah, you won't like the Apple TV Plus shows.
Do they all do that too?
Hey, this is the best podcast on iTunes. And stuff like that. I'm glad I can listen to it through my AirPods.
Well, they actually do that.
To an extent, yeah.
Listen, they
promote Apple products.
I'm all for it. Listen, and you know who would agree with that? Olivia.
Oh, sure.
Now, can we talk about her?
Yeah.
She's running around making noise.
This is the daughter.
She wants to be in the ballet. Then she finds out Lady Margaret has swapped. You saw she's like, I've got this.
Yeah, she accepts that very quickly.
And then when
she loves a fairy tale.
I wish you could stay forever. What about your godmother?
Oh, she ditches that bitch like a hot brick.
And then when the godmother comes back, the sour, salty look on her face was like, oh, at least be pleased. I'm like, oh, I am. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Not even
I miss
slightly.
Princess Margaret, yeah.
Is it really you?
It's really me.
It really is you.
Like, do you have to sound so disappointed?
No. I'm really glad that you're back. It's just, I really wish Margaret didn't have to go.
Now, what were people's thoughts on the king?
The king. I mean, again, off-brand Charles Dance.
Yeah. He was sinister.
Yeah, he seemed... Well, they seemed like they were building this thing up. He's like... Because he's the one who said to the peeping Tom on her, he's like, watch her, something's changed. And then at the end, it's like, oh, yeah, she's an imposter, Your Majesty. Oh, well. Like, she gets over it very quickly. Like,
no, and now he's like, oh, yeah, let's my son can marry the imposter.
Yeah.
Because when they're at the window, you're like, there's something strange about her. Love's all you need.
Yeah.
Yes, darling. What? And lack of a criminal record is something that should be a prerequisite.
Yeah. Like, if this is an arranged marriage, which we are led to believe that it is, so, like, presumably there's a lot of politics bound up in these two getting together, like, but when it swaps to just some random baker, it's just fine. Like, this could cause an international incident,
It really could. And also, can we discuss how quickly did they get married?
Oh, yeah.
It's love, Ollie.
After
Love trumps
2
all.
You have to end with a marriage.
The marriage date was already set before he met her.
They just swapped rides.
So,
right, so
we've
making
gone
sense.
through all this mess. They've been together with their prospective partners for 2 days. They go to this crappy baking program. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, Lady Margaret and this baker look the same. They go behind stage, which looks like made of MDF.
Because it was.
Yeah.
Then one lady declares her love for Kevin, after 2 days. I know what love is. 2 days. He looked shell-shocked and was like,
well, this is the other thing.
He didn't look into it. I think he fancied her.
I found this plotline to be genuinely disturbing because, look at this film from Kevin's perspective. This is like his best friend since the age of 15. He's now decided that he's in love with it. Maybe he's been in love with it the whole time. Maybe
he has.
Yeah, I think and now it's like, okay, I've got to address this now. This has been burning within me. I love you, and then it's like, I'm not the person you thought I was. I've traded identities. The person you're in love with is an imposter.
No,
and he's
I
just
can tell you what happened behind the scenes because Kevin didn't look into it.
I've never used that excuse before. I've got to use that next time
to get out of an
situation.
I'm an imposter.
I'm not really who I am.
Because he looked like, it was like, oh, I think we need to talk. Yeah, we do. Olivia took him aside and said, you better listen to me. Pinching him and the gritty. You get to be my mother.
I laughed so hard at his reaction when he finds out that there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
His like, what? He did the biggest reaction.
At least he was shocked. No one else seemed bothered.
He's the only one who reacted in that way.
Because the prince is like, look, this is going to be hard to understand. Yes, it is. It is hard to understand. You don't seem bothered that the person you've been betrothed to is not the person you're marrying. And you're like, it goes, aren't you annoyed? Not really. So, can we get married, please?
Yeah.
Then Stacey goes, no, and then runs to the front.
But from the prince's perspective, I can kind of buy it because this is someone he's been in an arranged marriage with. Essentially, he doesn't know her, so the fact that it's somebody else he doesn't know, in for a penny. But Kevin, his best friend for 25 years, is suddenly an entirely different person, and he's just fine with it.
No, but then maybe Kevin is like a lapdog because. The thing is, the best friend treats him badly.
Oh, she does. She's terrible to him.
And now he's been getting a bit of attention and he jumps up. That's a whole other thing. When Meghan Markle married Prince Harry, the Queen got MI5, MI6 to do all
Every
the
background check. Yeah.
In this film, they have no secret service. Well, they clearly have no security.
Yeah.
Anyone
I think it's a
can
very
come in
small.
and marry their prince.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll do. Yay!
I think it's
Everyone
like
clapping at the end.
Yeah. I think it's like Liechtenstein or something. It's like a tiny little principality somewhere, you know. It's like,
Oh, John, I think the size of it is probably just the castle. Maybe
That's
even,
what I mean. It's-
maybe
it's
even
a
the grounds
single-
of the castle.
It's
It's just
street.
it's a cul-de-sac, yeah.
It's,
The
it's,
kingdom's a
it's
cul-de-sac.
probably whatever Netflix could afford to buy.
Yeah, sure.
What's going on?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
I think I can explain.
There's two of you?
Have we exhausted the plot?
I think we have.
I think we literally went through the entire timeline.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite riled up about this film now. Okay, so drinking games?
Yes.
Sure.
Who wants to start?
Okay, I'll go first. I've said drink for the use of doubles.
Okay.
So essentially when there's a stand-in for an actor.
Yes.
When basically Vanessa Hudgens, she's not playing two characters
Right.
on screen at
That's
once.
quite a good idea.
You see the back of someone's head.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of over-the-shoulder shots in
There's
this
a
film.
lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, this is my big one by far, is drink for Christmas trees. There is a Christmas tree. I became obsessed
Why have you
with...
not done this for the whole season?
No, but this film in particular, I became maybe because the film itself was somewhat dull. Like, as much as we've had a lot of time unpacking it, like, I would say that this film is like a 75-minute film packed into like an hour and 50 minutes or something. It's it's longer than it needs to be. So there are long stretches of this film that are actively quite dull.
Yeah.
So I became super obsessed with the fact that there is a Christmas tree in every frame of this movie. Yeah. I swear to God, the tinsel budget on this film must have been
There wasn't loads of mention of Christmas throughout.
There wasn't, but it was always honestly, if you're ever having an inclination to watch this back, I swear to God, every scene there is a Christmas tree. Many times, multiple in the same room. Like it
didn't feel like a Christmas film to me.
It was on the cusp for me. Like it just about classes as a Christmas movie because, you know, there is that character that you're thinking, is this Santa?
Yeah.
And
so
and it is set around Christmas, and I think it's just enough to class as a Christmas movie. It's a question we've been asking this season because we did The Holiday first of all, which is that is very borderline whether it's a Christmas movie or not. A Nightmare Before Christmas, I wasn't too sure. I thought it might be a Halloween movie. He learns the meaning of Christmas.
Yeah,
it's a
that's
Christmas
definitely
movie.
that's unequivocally a Christmas movie. Yeah.
You can't argue that. My thing was drink every time that creep pops up.
The creepy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep.
So who do we think he was?
I think
no idea.
I think he was an
he's
angel.
a predator.
I think he's an angel.
Sexual predator, angel.
I just think
Spirit of
they've seen I think they've seen a lot of Christmas things. Or there's an old guy. Let's put an old guy
It
in.
could be a load of different people.
I
It
think-
could be like a Orphan Black situation.
Wait, wait. Of course, there could be loads of different people. I mean, Vanessa Hudgens is two people.
Yeah.
He could be like six.
So he's not
that we
actually.
know
So
of.
actually, he's not the same guy in Chicago as he is in Belgravia.
Yeah,
then?
he's just two similar looking people.
That could work.
Because that exists in this world.
Yeah, sure.
But also, he could just be Mr. Bean from Love Actually.
He could be any number.
You know,
of
he
things,
just pops up where he's needed.
Yeah. I think if they'd cast like a lovable actor that we all know, like
Yeah.
Rowan Atkinson or or a Steve Coogan or
Steve Coogan.
I don't know. I'm just
Even an Alan Cumming.
An Alan Cumming, that'd be good. Yeah. A Maggie Smith.
Even.
No, but he's a bit younger.
Yeah.
I thought, actually, he looks a
you
bit
seen-
elfish.
Have you seen any more films than Burlesque?
That's all you've got.
I've seen Alan Cumming
Why couldn't that character have been Cher? You're telling me worse.
But I was thinking someone who looks a bit, because he didn't really look like Santa.
No.
He didn't really. He just
No.
He
looked
literally
like
did nothing at all.
He
just said some bland.
When they were in the shop at one point and they bump into each other, but they want other people to see that. Oh my God, there's two of the same people.
Yeah,
and then
he
he's
helps
like,
them
"Oh,
out.
my car broke down. Come out."
Yeah, he
And-
smooths over some
Yeah,
situations.
but
doesn't
he saved the
No,
scene.
and then
He saved the story.
Who
Joe.
is he?
No, but he keeps telling people that's true love, and they're like, I don't know who you are.
I think the
when he
evidence-
popped up to see Kevin, he's like, oh, it looks like true love to me.
I think the evidence
He
is
was
it's a
like
creepy old man.
gaslighter in chief, essentially.
I thought, who is this?
Creepy.
So I said drink every time he pops up.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really have anything until Ollie started to express his feelings around Olivia. So I think you should drink every time Olivia asks for something.
Yeah.
Stroke demands something.
Grab your little girl. Yeah. What a little cow. Yeah.
Okay, next up, drink whenever you correctly predict something.
Oh.
So obviously,
I'm
got to
not
be
sure you'd ever stop.
got to be your first time through, but This is a drinking game that I actually played while watching this, and it's, you know what, damn fine drinking game.
Yeah. Nothing about this film surprised me particularly.
No,
apart from
not at
how
all.
egregiously stupid it was. Like,
Yeah. In fact, even that I predicted. It's called The Princess Switch. You know exactly what's going to happen. You know what sort of film it is. You see the cover, you see the same person's playing two people. And
3 minutes in, you're like, okay.
yeah.
I've got the measure of this.
The only surprise is it's not Lindsay Lohan. Like,
Yeah, true. Yeah.
There's so much we could say. I'm going to be good.
So I've got two more. My next one is drink for product placement. We've discussed the Netflix scene already.
Yep.
But also the egregiously long scene where they're just looking into each other's iPhones. Just like,
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
cute.
yeah. What a cute picture of Chicago. I
I loved how convenient they both had. I mean, this is the nerd in me talking. They both had the same outdated iPhone.
Yeah. So all they needed to do was switch their little houses. Yeah. I knew you'd pick up on that.
Outdated. Yeah.
Like, one's a princess. Why have you got a phone that's not like
Maybe
right up
Montenegro
to
doesn't
date?
have that much money.
Montenaro.
Is it Montenegro?
I kept hearing Montenegro as well.
I
I was like,
So did I.
why are you not like?
I'm sure that was.
I don't understand why they had Montenaro, Belgravia, and then Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking
If
about
you're going to
that.
go there,
No,
just
make
go
it
on.
He never did though, did he? He never
True.
went.
Chicago as well. Chicago. Call it that or something.
Just put in a fantasy land. Yeah.
Yeah. I've also got drink whenever anybody works it out that there's actually been a switch,
Okay.
which is, I think, twice in the film. There's Olivia the
works
girl,
out
earlier
there,
on,
yeah.
and then just like everybody all at once
But to be
when
fair,
they're
she knew
literally
from the
told.
get-go
Yeah.
something's up.
She's like, yeah, that is not my godmother. Like,
And also drink for the Magic Christmas Man,
okay, cool. My last
which
one.
you only had, Joe. Yeah.
Magic Christmas Man. Oh, you mean the old man? Yeah.
The
yes,
old man, yeah.
So my last one is, and this I might be alone on this because this is something I've noticed that I noticed more than you noticed.
Mm-hmm.
But did anyone else pick up on how distracting the extra work was in this film?
Yes.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Extra
Thank
work.
God. The extras, the people who were in the background
There was
extras.
the scene in the shop.
Yeah.
You know when they were going to the toy shop
Yeah.
just before the walk with Kevin and Lady Margaret. There's a whole shot with a guy coming out of the shop. And I'm like, why are we so focused on this extra? There was loads of scenes where
the extras were very
was
much in the
very
foreground.
central.
Yeah, there's a bit where Princess Margaret or Stacey as Princess Margaret is walking out of the castle, and there's two kind of like beefeatery kind of blokes stood like standing guard, and they look like they want to kill themselves. They look so depressed and unhappy to be there. But my absolute favourite was at the end of the film, and maybe I'm the only one who knows this, but next time you watch it, because I'm sure you all will, the wedding scene at the end.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a lot of crowd shots, because you've got your happy bride and groom and your flower throwing the bouquet. Oh, they were so in love, it's so happy. There's all these like extras, just smiling and cheering and looking happy, and yay, happy couple. There is a single skinny, balding ginger guy, and it's not me. There's a ginger guy.
I think I saw.
Did you see him too?
Yeah.
He was getting his face into every shot. He kept like leaning in, and it was so funny.
See, we're kindred spirits because
I
I
was
also
like that
love
guy.
looking at the extras and seeing what's going on because they're the ones that make me laugh.
He was in every shot he could. He made his money at that time.
Exactly.
He was like, I'm getting camera time on this.
And also that orphan girl came to the wedding
She
with
did
the
it.
same cheap tiara. Like,
She
come
hadn't aged in a
on.
year, yeah. She's like,
And the clothes still look like orphanage clothes. Like, come on, give her.
she
some
had not
nice
grown an
clothes to
inch in
wear.
12 months, yeah. But
As long as she believes, though, Ollie.
Yeah.
As long as she believes.
She just needs to believe, yeah.
This is what you don't understand.
That was literally the worst line I've heard in any film. That was so angry. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Good
Okay,
time.
well, I think that pretty much concludes drinking games, unless anybody has any more.
I think we might have covered
No,
it.
I think we're done. All right. Okay, well, before we get to the sequels, just want to let you two, and of course listeners at home, know that me and John are on Patreon. You know what Patreon is? Basically, if you think that we're good enough and you'd like to support us with a bit of money, then you can go to patreon.com/beyondtheboxset, support us for as much or as little as you think we're worth. Up to 15,000 a month.
We have several people begging us to raise that bar
Yeah.
up to like 30k, but it's just
Yeah.
Patreon rules. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. We've done what we can.
Yeah.
If you do become a Patreon, no matter how much you pay, you get quite a few different bonuses from us. First of all, you get a bonus show called Beyond the Box Set, where every week, or more often sometimes, we review cinema releases. So I think our most recent one might be Knives Out.
Yeah, by the time this comes out, we'll be told on Knives Out.
21
Fabulous
Bridges should
film.
be out as well.
I've heard really good things.
Really
about
good
it.
fun.
I've heard really
We were
good things.
cackling. We loved it.
You would both.
Yeah, I'd recommend it to anyone. It's
so good.
Such good fun.
Yeah. Also, you also get the extended episodes of the main show, which
just feature extra content, more jokes, more drinking games, longer plot summaries, more listener submissions, just more of everything.
Yeah, that's John's thing. He's in charge of that one.
Yeah.
Also, every patron once a month gets a 30-second advert slot on the main show where they can talk about whatever they want, their own business, their own podcast, or just whatever they feel like talking about. It's their time. And also, finally, I think, once a month we have a Patreon episode where the Patreon
we pick one patron a month.
Where we pick one patron a month, thank you, John, to come on and they pick the film and they can guest on it if they want to.
Yep.
It's up to them. All that is available at patreon.com/beyondtheboxset.
Indeed.
Bonjour tout le monde, I'm Finn, and every Tuesday I host a podcast called Passport People, in which I talk to people from around the world about the places that matter to them. What is so special about each location? What makes each place tick? Where are they headed? To join us on our round-the-world trip, talking to a diverse range of fascinating people from an incredible variety of professional and cultural backgrounds, search for Passport People in Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, sequel time.
Okay, who's going first? Also, you guys. Well, you guys have got individual sequels, right? You're not one together. So maybe one of you should go first, and then we'll go in the middle, and then someone else can wrap it up.
I'll go first if you want.
So, Joe, whenever you're ready.
Okay. So mine is basically based on two things.
Okay.
I think I told you this earlier.
Is at least one of them the Princess Switch?
No, you didn't. Yes. You told us to wait for
it's
it.
It's very much based in the Princess Switch. Correct. So the first thing is and I don't want to make this too political, my rampant republicanism. Correct. But we'll set that aside for now. That's for another time. Second is based on the fact that he talked a lot about going around the world to Spain specifically.
Oh, this is foreign policy. The Prince of Belgravia.
I don't know what royal family is going around the world talking about foreign policy unless they run their own state. Yeah. So I'm assuming he runs some kind of despotic state where the royal family runs.
There was no sign of any kind of government in Belgravia.
No, there wasn't. Right, yes, and he treats his foundation like crap.
So it's an absolute monarchy, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's an absolute monarchy.
Okay,
the Beefeaters didn't look happy.
No, they did not.
So, the signs are there.
Revolution is brewing,
yeah.
I can't wait.
So my sequel idea is sort of like a character study, like a la Vince Gilligan type, Breaking Bad, So it's a slow demise of Stacey into like narcissistic, power hungry.
Oh, is she like the Ava Peron of this situation, where she's been brought in and she's like got revolutionary zeal, but the power corrupts and she ultimately becomes more as an autocrat like the rest of them.
That's pretty much the gist.
Oh, great.
But this is how it goes down.
Okay.
This is very Joe idea.
Yeah, but it seemed the signs were there. The signs were there.
Yeah.
Perhaps she didn't pick up on them. So they settle in Belgravia, and first of all, it's like, expected a variety of events where she feels like she's a princess still. But then little things happen, and she starts to notice that he's a bit of a tyrant, let's say. Okay. But what's happening in conjunction with this is Kevin is in, what is it, Montanaro?
Yeah.
Oh, is he going to Montanaro?
Yeah, because he's with the princess.
They're all together.
Yeah. And he's become a bastion of democracy
in
Montanaro.
To the bakery?
No one cares about the bakery anymore.
The bakery's gone.
They're over it. They've got themselves...
They've both married into money.
They've married up, yeah. So he's become a bastion of democracy in Montanaro.
Okay, but this is a revolutionary figure.
Yeah, this is no good for Belgravia.
No.
They can't have this, because then it'll, their population will be like, yes, we want democracy. So
I feel like Belgravia is a tax haven. That was the sense I got.
But I thought that was obvious. I thought that was like the subtext of everything. So this is basically the catalyst for a change. Does she want to support the rebels in her country to take on democracy or not? Or does she want more power? Mm-hmm. So she wants more power, obviously, as Ollie would love from any person. Power hungry. It's your jam.
It is.
So she goes into Montanaro, kills Kevin. They're not friends anymore.
Wow.
So Stacey assassinates Kevin.
How's she do it? How's she do it?
Oh, well, this is a lot of detail.
Yeah, no. I mean, is it a knife? Is it poison?
This woman's clever. She doesn't do it herself. She sends people in, and then she instills a tin pot dictator in order to, carry out her will.
Is this coming out on Netflix at Christmas?
I know, but it should. The sad thing is, I don't know where the old man fits in.
No. So she's established herself now as the de facto ruler of Montanaro by killing Kevin.
Yeah, and she's basically, like Walter White.
Where's
Not
Lady
to spoil
Margaret?
anything. Who? Princess Margaret. She's gone. She's out. She's in the gulag. I don't know. She's gone somewhere.
It's like the fall of the Soviet Union.
Yeah, basically. And then basically she goes on and she just becomes power hungry like Walter White. Goes on a campaign of colonization.
Okay, so the film ends with her as like a despotic ruler bit.
Yeah. I thought more she goes on, she sort of colonises more places that are based on areas of London.
For the end, I'm imagining more of a... Do you remember that Black Mirror episode, the Waldo moment?
With the politician? The cartoon dog with the
politician thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm picturing more like the end of that.
She tries to do something good, but ultimately the system overrides her and she ends up doing
as in
bad
she has become a great dictator and like maybe the one person who was trying to rise up against her just gets crushed out, just like nothing.
Okay.
I don't know. That's kind of the feeling I was getting. I'm sorry, I jumped in there.
No. So that was basically it. She just becomes power hungry, but there's no sort of, I don't know what the word is. It's not redemption.
No, it's just
she doesn't die. She doesn't get a comeuppance. It's a trilogy.
Or maybe get more of a House of Cards kind of vibe.
Yeah, maybe.
Claire
So
Underwood
the character, so it's Stacey, the one who started off as a baker, who has now risen to the ranks of dictator.
Yeah, because she married Prince.
So what happened to
Edward.
the prince?
Well, come on, she took over. You know, she was independent like his grandma.
He fell down the stairs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Maybe like there's a revert. Maybe this is like, if we continue the twinning theme, maybe it's like a parallel trajectories story where Stacey rises to the rank of being a tin pot dictator, whereas Margaret becomes like a revolutionary. She really gets down into the nitty gritty of
it was instigated by. It was instigated by Kevin, who'd got sick of people putting him down.
Yeah.
He wanted to rise up.
Yeah, and maybe Margaret at the end of it stabs. Maybe the two of them have the two twins like battle it out, and there's a stabbing or something.
So I attempted a name because it's Princess Switch.
Yeah,
she's switching personality. It's all there. Mm-hmm, Princess Switch 2, Baker to Dictator.
Baker to Dictator. That is good.
Almost rhymes. It's all there.
Damn, that's good.
And she no longer bakes. She doesn't bake anymore.
She just dictates.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't include Olivia.
I know.
She's got to be in there somewhere.
Livy's not bothered. She's
you know what she's
good
done?
life.
She's betrayed her dad.
Of course.
Handed him over.
Yeah, she's fully complicit. Yeah.
How did you know
she's
I was
the Ivanka Trump of this administration.
Olivia kept holding my knee. You wouldn't get me that. You didn't get me that ballet because she did. That's amazing.
So that's my sequel.
Very good. Very good.
I like it.
Thank you, yeah.
Damn fine title.
Yeah.
So are we going to get to ours, Harry?
Yeah. Okay, so me and John have done a joint one this week.
Yeah, let's just save a bit of time. Should we do our title first? Or?
Yeah, the title of ours is The Princess Switch 2 Electric Switcheroo.
Okay.
Excellent.
And it's based on the principle that this film is predicated on two main characters, Stacey and Margaret, who've never met before, but are just somehow identical twins. And then they have a seamless switchover, obviously. So we thought, what if every character in this film also had an identical twin and an opportunity to do a switcheroo?
But all at the same time.
And nobody knows that everybody else has done it. And it's just going to feed it. So it's more of a side call.
Yeah.
What is it, being John Malkovich?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little like that. So I'd like to start with Kevin.
Sure, yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, let's go to Kevin, yeah.
Go on.
Oh, do you want me to start? Okay.
Yeah, I think you're better at the Kevin story.
Okay, fine. So Kevin is, of course, Stacey's lifelong best friend and sous chef, which I'll never get over. So we were thinking for his story. So again, it's a side pull rather than a sequel. So his setup in the original film, as you'll know, is that he is the sous chef to her baker. They've been best friends since high school, even though he's like 20 years older than her. He's got a daughter. His wife has left in mysterious circumstances. So we were thinking that maybe at the beginning of the original film, of the narrative of the original film, Kevin is feeling very depressed. He's in a job that isn't going anywhere because what kind of baker needs a sous chef? He doesn't have a wife. His wife's gone. He's got this little gold digging brat of a kid who's just obsessed with asking for ballet classes that he can't afford on a sous chef and a baker's wage, you know. So he's like, he's full of regret. He's like, oh, my best years are behind me. I'm trapped now. I'm trapped with a child and I've got no wife and life is just. I'm just on a skid mark to the grave, you know.
Wait, Ollie, are you laughing or crying? I know you've recently
Ollie
had a
relating
daughter.
so strongly to this.
Amazing.
Yeah. So,
how's family life treating you these days?
I'm feeling it. This is great.
So anyway, what we're thinking is he runs into, we didn't really figure out why, maybe you can help us with this, but by some set of circumstances, he runs into his own double, his own identical twin. However, this identical twin is free, single, independently wealthy.
And also dead ripped.
Yeah, ripped to shit. Because it's based on the scene, obviously, where...
Whereas Kevin, of course, is not. He's got a bit of a dad bod.
So is this happening sort of at the same time?
It's parallel to the original, yeah. Because this is the thing, like, there's that scene where Kevin walks into the bedroom with Margaret and he's, like, ridiculously jacked, and it's like, you're a single dad of a 3-year-old who's working in a bakery. When have you got time to do this much exercise? So I was thinking we were thinking, maybe this is the switcheroo. So Kevin, the dad, the best friend, meets his own identical twin, who's identical in all but, like, body mass, who's just, like, single, he's independently wealthy, and he's working out all the time, and he's just living the bachelor life. And they agree to swap places because the real Kevin, wants to relive those days again. Like, he wants to get away from this life that he's built, this self-imposed prison of parenthood, and that he's built for himself. And the trade-off is, you have my life, you get a free holiday to Belgravia, you get to travel, you get to be on TV, and I am going to fucking live it up in Chicago.
You might get to meet a princess.
I'm going to party like it's 1999. I'm going to live my youth again. So the Kevin that we see for the majority of the film is an imposter to his own daughter. That's not his real daughter.
And so he goes,
his best friend,
and he meets this princess who looks like his double's best friend, but of course he doesn't know that. So he doesn't notice any different to the fact that it's not actually the same person.
We're closing the plot holes.
So what you see what I'm doing there?
To make sense of the actual film.
Yeah.
He's like, what on earth's going on here?
This is not my friend. Yeah.
But also, can you imagine poor Lady Margaret when things start getting cooking?
Yeah.
And the top comes off. Like, what happened?
Yeah. Where did those abs go? Yeah.
Well, the way that I pictured it was that fake Kevin, he goes to Belgravia and he meets up with who he thinks is a princess, but turns out not to be a princess. But he does actually fall in love with her, as happened in the film, The Princess Switch.
Yeah.
They actually fall in love. So the fact that they're both doing a big switcheroo, it's not a problem for anybody.
Mm.
Whereas, of course, in reality, like, that'd be a major problem. That just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So in this one, it all kind of makes sense. They have that in common.
Interesting.
And that's all you need to fall in love with someone. Something.
So there's like a parallel film happening where real world Kevin is getting sucked deeper and deeper into this like club life in Chicago, where like he's not been on a night out since like 2005. He can't hack the pace anymore. Like so he's getting into all the drugs and the sex and the dance music, and he's not loving it. He's not having a good time. So he gets burnt out very quickly.
Oh, so that's the Christmas message.
Yeah, his Christmas message is that by the end of the film he learns to appreciate his daughter and the things he's tried to leave behind. So yeah, it has a Christmas message in the end. Yeah. At the end of it, he's like, "Give me back my old life. I want to go back to being a dad again, because this life of just like wild, uninhibited sex and dancing and drugs and gym time is not for me. I'd rather be a baker with a dad bod. That's the life for me."
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, well, we've done more than that. We've also done one for Olivia, the little girl.
She did a switcheroo.
She did a switcheroo as well.
Oh, of course.
So Olivia, at one point, she does go to a ballet lesson, and there's a new person at her ballet.
A new pupil. Yeah.
A new pupil, and it's her double, who we've named Olive for now.
Yeah. Olive and Olivia, we've been very creative with this one.
And now Olivia, she's the smartest person in this entire world, pretty much.
Yeah.
Smartest person in this film. So you know what? Sure. And the first thing she goes up, like, we look remarkably similar. What's going on here? And they have a long conversation, and eventually it turns out that Olivia has a dad but doesn't have a mum. Olive has a mum, doesn't have a dad. And they work out, wait a minute, does that mean that like we're twins or something? Is this a parent trap situation? It's a parent trap situation. So she's met her long lost sister.
Twist.
And they're fully aware of everything that's going on and how meta this is and whatever.
Have you ever thought about how fundamentally disturbing the plot of The Parent Trap is?
Yes.
A couple get divorced and they separate two twins and take one each and never tell the one about the other. It's fucked up. So that's what we're going with here.
It is a mess.
Yeah. And so, well, Olive says that she wants a dad.
She wants to get to know her father.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, it's not she wants to get to know her father. She wants a dad for her mum to fall in love with.
That's it. Sorry.
And Olivia wants a mum for her dad to fall in love with. But Olivia says, well, I've already found that person, and it's not going to be my biological mother, it's going to be Stacey. But I've been trying to get them together for years, and that's not worked. So what we need to do, I think we should do the switcheroo. That's what they do. And so Olive goes off to Belgravia or whatever, and she does that whole thing where she tries to get them together and eventually does, not knowing that they're both doubles, because everybody's a double in this. Meanwhile, Olivia goes and stays with Olive's mum. Now, Olive and her mum, they've not really got on for a while, like they don't have the best relationship, and so Olivia she repairs that. And the way that she repairs that, she sort of transcends the mother-daughter relationship and becomes the best friend.
The wingman, if you will.
Yeah. And so she takes the mother out and she vets lots of guys who she goes on dates on, and she eventually finds the right man. She finds Mr. Right for Olive's mother.
Mr. Right?
We've not actually thought about it, to be honest.
Oh, right. I thought
it was
fake thingy.
Gosh, another double.
I mean, maybe, but
I thought it was going to be Kevin, but fake Kevin.
But she's already had a child with real Kevin, so it's,
Oh, good point.
Yeah, that she might see through that. That might be a tad weird. Yeah, but basically, she finds Mr. Right, and in the process of doing so, she repairs the relationship between mother and daughter, though the mother doesn't realise that her daughter has been switched, because they're not that close. They weren't that close beforehand. And, they switch back afterwards, after the princess switch, and, pretty much everybody lives happily ever after. Everybody gets paired up. Olivia and Olive, they have whole families again.
Yeah. So it's basically just a Parent Trap.
And we do have one final...
The final one we had, the final switch,
plot.
which is the prince.
The prince.
Ooh.
So there's a scene in the film where the prince, he goes away on a diplomatic mission to Spain, but he very abruptly comes back.
Ah, good point.
So we were like, well, while he's in Spain, maybe he meets his doppelganger, his exact doppelganger, who's just like some guy from Spain, like a commoner from Spain.
Just a normal.
We were just like maybe
someone
with like a really menial job, like a donkey farmer or something from Spain. Yeah, he's obviously stressed out about the prospect of an arranged marriage that's about to happen. That he's been forced into. He doesn't feel very comfortable with. So he grasps onto this foreigner, this Spanish donkey farmer, and he's like, "Hey, why don't we switch lives? You can be a royal. You can be engaged to a really hot princess. You can have everything. All I want is an escape route. So you can have all of my stuff. I just want a blank check."
Oh, wait a minute. Can it be the assistant to a Spanish donkey farmer?
Sure. I mean, I didn't know there was that much bureaucracy in the donkey farming industry. But
for a later plot point, I would like it to be the assistant of
the assistant. Okay, fine. Okay, the assistant of the Spanish donkey farmer. Fine.
Yeah.
So that's his role. So they switch places. This very heavily accented Spanish, because based on Vanessa Hudgens' fabulous English accent in the original film, I like the idea of the prince having to put on like a very over-the-top Spanish accent. He's called like Jose or something.
Basically, he's shit at being Spanish.
Yeah.
He just can't do it.
Yeah, so the Spanish guy goes over and becomes a prince. Obviously, we've seen the film. He adapts perfectly. Nobody clocks a thing.
They very quickly realise that this Spanish donkey farmer's assistant is not actually Spanish, and the donkey farmer cottons onto this and fires him for it. And so he's lost his job. He's here in Spain. He doesn't actually have a house. He doesn't speak the language. He's bottomed out completely.
Yeah.
Like, he's homeless. He's lost everything. Meanwhile, the guy who he's replaced has just become the Prince of Belgravia.
And is thriving, yeah.
And, he's getting married. It's all working out very well for him. And basically, that's the end.
Yeah. It's like a comment
it's just
on, like...
identity theft.
Yeah.
But voluntarily.
And then the original
so he
prince,
never gets back?
Well, the original prince comes back. He's like, I really overcommitted to this. I do not have the life skills to deal with, like, non-rich and famous lifestyle. So I would like my wealth and fortune back. But the Spanish guy's like, sorry, dude. It's like, yeah, thanks.
This is my life now. I quite like it.
So this is like an ensemble piece written
Pretty
by
much.
Charlie Kaufman.
Essentially, yeah. It's got some layers. But it's like a comment on, like, royals not having the life skills to deal with. Like, imagine if, like, Prince Harry or Prince William or any royal, Prince Andrew, God, was dropped into, like, a regular everyman job and was just had to, like, fly undercover. It wouldn't work. They don't live in the real world, so it's kind of inspired by that, I guess.
So yeah, that was the Princess Switch 2 Electric Switcheroo.
I like the parallel film idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's my turn.
It's your turn, Ollie.
I'm going to quickly mention some almost sequels.
Go for it.
So one was going to be The Baby Switch.
The Baby Switch.
One was going to be The Baby Switch. Lady Margaret and Stacey both have babies at the same time. Lady Margaret's baby dies, and she takes Stacey's baby.
No.
Oh my God. So Lady Margaret, who's now living as a commoner because she's married Kevin, the hot guy, she steals the baby of the wealthy princess. Okay.
She was going to do that. And then the other one was going to be almost like a John Malkovich situation, that it's not just those two, there's loads of them. And it was going to be a bit of an orphan black, it was going to be very sci-fi-y.
So there's extra twins being added to them.
We
thought about
basically,
that as well,
but they're not human.
I see.
So
okay.
We were going to go there.
Okay.
But where I landed, so I'm just going to read the thing and you'll find out the title as I'm reading it. The film starts with the end scene of the first film. So we see Stacey getting married, and Stacey's eerily retelling the first film. So, met, fell in love and all of that.
Do we need a retelling of that film?
No, but just short. Of the meeting, falling in love and living happily ever after. Or at least that is the story we told people. The reality was very, very different.
Ooh.
Cut to black.
Intriguing.
You hear a scream. And the kind
Sold.
What kind of scream?
It's just like blood-curdling scream. And we're in an alleyway. And the kindly old man is found in an alleyway, butchered.
Oh my god. No. Not the spirit of Christmas.
Butchered in what sort of way? Tell me.
Well, it's found brutally murdered in a back alleyway of Chicago. The police have no idea what happened, but they deduce he was cut to pieces with a knife. This was definitely personal.
Like a baking
They have
knife?
a sense there is more to come. And the film is called Princess Switch Annihilation.
Harry, remember when we
intrigued.
were pitching our sequel ideas between ourselves and discussing what we were going to do? And we had a few ideas and you were like, no, because I'm pretty sure that Ollie and Joe will have done these. We underestimated.
Yeah, we did. We did think about doing Princess Switch. There's a third one. There's a third Vanessa Hudgens.
But it began and ended there.
But no, we didn't do that.
But clearly you guys have...
Also from online, I've heard hints that there is actually going to be an actual sequel.
There is, yeah.
Where
Of course there is.
Where there is a third one.
Yeah, no, I think that is... Yeah, there is actually...
I think that is genuinely
Next Christmas
where
they're
they're going
releasing
with
another
this. So
one of
yeah,
these
we'll
things,
see.
Anyway, please continue on.
That's all right. Okay, so Princess Switch Annihilation.
Annihilation.
So
Love it.
1 month prior to the murder, Lady Margaret, Kevin, and I've called her the gold digger daughter, are happily living together. All seems well, but at times Lady Margaret seems distracted. She says she just has a lot on her mind. So much has changed for her. For the better, of course. But she feels she has much more to tell Kevin. So much more. Then Stacey and the prince, on the other hand, are still in Belgravia. And she's just had a baby. The prince is overjoyed, and while Stacey is very happy, is also tinged with sadness and a tenseness. The prince notices this, but thinks it's just her adjusting to motherhood. Later, Lady Margaret and Stacey are talking on the phone. In hushed tones, they talk about the baby. Do you think they will come for her? Of course not. We made that deal, and we said we wanted out, and if not, we would expose them. They will keep their word. Also, if they come for her, we will make sure that it's the last mistake they ever make. They say they love each other and bid each other goodnight.
Aww.
Screams again. The baby has been kidnapped. The whole of Belgravia is in uproar. Who could do this? Everyone is worried and the prince is inconsolable. Stacey is crying, but you see a rage and determination in her eyes. A ransom note comes saying there is an uprising in Belgrave if the prince does not give 50 million to this terrorist group. Stacey pretends to be upset, but she looks with disgust and knows the note is a fake lead.
Ooh.
So back in Chicago, Lady Margaret has the same look on her face of sadness and determination. She tells Kevin that she's going to go to see Stacey. Kevin says he'll go with her, but Lady Margaret says no, he needs to be with the gold digger. Mm-hmm. So we see Lady Margaret then drive to a storage container where she starts to pack weapons, knives, multiple guns, money. She calls Stacey and tells her she's got the stuff and that she will be with her soon. They warn them that it would be the last mistake they ever made. Now it's time for action, and it fades to black.
Ooh.
So I'm assuming these ladies are about 30 years old.
Sure.
So we're going to go back 30 years. Twin girls are born to a lady, and this lady's really scared. And then there's a man standing over her, and it's the old man.
No. Who's the father?
But he's so old.
But 30 years
And he
ago.
still looks exactly the same.
Great.
Wow.
So the man's over, and then he says, what a blessing it is to have twin girls. The organisation will be most pleased. The lady goes, please don't take my girls. And the man with an evil smile says, they have never been your girls. Everything belongs to the organisation.
Ooh, I'm loving this.
This is gripping.
Yep.
Cut to a montage. So we see these two girls get trained. So in my story, they've always known each other.
Okay.
They're getting trained to be assassins. So they're trained in espionage, they're trained with weapons. It's really quite dark.
All the deadly arts.
Yeah. And actually, the old man is their handler.
Oh, okay.
So he's training them, he's really sadistic, and this is the life that they've always known. Then at age 20, they're on a mission, and they stumble across they're in a mission in Spain.
Okay.
I thought you were about to say in space.
No, Spain. So I'm tying in Spain.
Okay.
Spain, the diplomat meeting.
Oh, nice, nice.
Is
Okay.
going to feature.
It's all contextual.
So this is all before
the original
Switch.
film, sure. Okay.
And they're there to assassinate the president, and he's going to be replaced by someone from the organisation. They stumble across some documents which show exactly how big the organisation is, and it's secret information. So they take it and keep it, and they're going to use it as a bargaining chip to get out of the organisation.
Sure.
The reason Lady Margaret doesn't have her picture anywhere is because the organisation are in charge of Montenegro.
Oh, okay.
So
how do we not think of this?
They don't have a picture because there's not really a daughter.
Right.
And then with regards to Stacey, she's been planted. So what we find out, even though she's been going on missions, she's lived in Chicago, and so Kevin does know her but doesn't know anything about her double life. So when the Lady Margaret's to marry the prince, and the prince is going to be going to Spain, they hatch a plan to get out of the organisation. So they do this whole fake. So the film is a subtext. All these plot holes. It's actually when they fake meet and they're not bothered. It's because they've already know each other.
This has all been
pre-planned.
Amazing.
And so the reason that the prince doesn't go to Spain is part of the plan because they want to keep the prince where he is. So the organisation want the prince to not go to Spain.
Right.
Because they want to do something in Spain. However, the girls are like, we need to make sure one of us marries him and then we'll threaten them with the information that they've held for all these years. So they fall in love, blah, blah, blah. And then once they get married, they say, look, if we'll release this information if you don't let us out.
It's all a giant confidence trick.
It's all a trick.
Wow. Okay.
And so the guy who keeps popping up, he's actually their handler and is trying to keep them under control. But he's not been able to. And he was actually trying to stop the wedding from happening. He goes, oh, it's true love. He was actually trying to use reverse psychology to not let the marriages happen.
Yeah, because that always works.
It all makes sense.
Now, the only thing that was never meant to happen was Kevin.
Oh, of course, yeah.
She was never meant to fall in love with Kevin.
Oh no, the fly in the ointment.
So all that's happened, and now we're up to date. So we know that the baby's been kidnapped. We cut to the scene. The handler is in a chair. He's tied up. He's battered and bruised and scared. The two women are standing over him and saying he's a fool because he thought they wouldn't follow through with what they promised if they messed with them. Now, where's the baby? He goes, I don't know. And they continue to beat him up. And then he goes, you're the fools. The baby's been in the palace the whole time. The king and queen took her.
Ooh.
The king and queen are in the organisation.
Oh my god, this is like Dad Wrote a Porno levels of plot twists and turns.
And you're stupid if you think you can win. And then he said, well, it won't matter to you. And they pull out a knife.
Gosh.
And walk towards him. And then we go back to the scene where he's been butchered.
Oh, okay, so we've come full circle.
So we've come full circle to where we're at now. So we now see the king and queen go down into the dungeon, and we see this baby.
They keep the baby in the dungeon.
They keep the baby in the dungeon.
Harsh.
Way harsh.
No, because they're basically gonna kidnap her because they can't because Belgrave is now on high alert. Now, what the thing is, they never wanted to be king and queen. They were placed there by the organisation.
Okay.
And they're like, look, we're going to do this fake uprising so that they can dethrone us so we can get out and get back to running the organisation. But these two women have messed up our plans. So we're going to make her pay and we're going to take the baby and train her. So that's why they've taken the baby.
Okay.
But they messed with the wrong ones. Q, it turns into a taken situation.
Lovely, yeah.
Both women go to the palace. I mean, they can waltz in because there's no security.
Yeah.
And they've got ammo.
Yeah.
And they go on a rampage. They kill everyone in sight, including the helper lady.
Oh no.
She was never really a friend. She was someone
She was working on the inside.
But they didn't know.
Okay.
They didn't know.
Oh, that's a lot to unpack emotionally, yeah.
So there was like, we were always for the organizer. We knew who you were, and this. It ensues in a fight, and people get butchered. Also, the prince isn't in the organization, but the king's helper is in the organization.
So he's dead too.
He got killed. Now the prince is away because he's inconsolable, so he's not in all of this, and he still doesn't know what happened.
Okay.
They find the king and queen, and they're like, you think your small timers can deal with the organisation? You don't know how big the organisation is. A fight ensues. They get killed. They get the baby back.
Right.
Cut the news, because the organisation can't let this get out. The news that takes place is there was the revolution uprising. They massacred everyone except the prince and Stacey and the baby. So the prince and Stacey are now the king.
They're
and
now
queen.
in the line for the throne.
They're the king and queen of Belgravia.
Fantastic.
And the organisation, well, because you're the king and queen, this will keep you safe. But don't think this is the end. Then the last scene is Lady Margaret goes back to Chicago, and there's a note on the table saying, we've got Kevin and Olivia.
Oh, that's intense. You've set
that's the cliffhanger end.
That's a full franchise itself there. That's very intense. I like it though. I feel
Twists.
So many twists and turns, yeah.
Imagine a franchise like Taken or something like that, but its first film was The Princess Switch.
It really evolved.
It's a slight tonal change.
When I watched The Princess Switch, I thought, this is sinister. I was watching it and thinking, there's
Sinister
so
undertones.
much more going on. So I decided to put on that.
I think you've done a good job.
That was like, I was into that.
I was hanging on every word.
What's
My
next?
God, yeah.
That's fantastic. Well done.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah.
Okay, should we do listen submissions?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. So I think I've only got 2 this week.
Okay.
It's not that well-known a film, but
it's fair, yeah.
Whatever. So Chris Denning says, I asked my wife point blank to give this to me off the top of her head for the sequel. She says, the title, Oopsie Baby.
Oopsie Baby.
The plot, the girls will both give birth in the same place on the same day. And the babies,
the same place?
Yeah, apparently. Same hospital, whatever.
Okay.
And the babies would be switched at birth.
Sure.
It would then flash forward 12 years and something would tip children off that they aren't with the right family. Because basically they've got the opposite of dads and stuff like that.
And also, one of the dads is biracial.
Yeah.
Well pointed out, yes.
I'm just saying.
Yep. But maybe neither of the dads have that much influence on the DNA of the child.
True.
And they just turn out identical.
I think when the baby comes out with like ripped 6-pack abs, it's a sign.
Yeah. I think
comes out jacked.
Yeah.
I think basically Chris Denning's wife, who's written in, they've thought about as much of this film as Netflix did about The Princess Switch.
Fair enough.
And the other one I've got is from Ethan Harrison, who said, he's actually getting a sequel where a third Vanessa Hudgens appears. This is real. Someone has then replied saying, I hope eventually the whole cast is just Vanessa Hudgens.
She's every character.
Yes.
It fully
The only
goes
thing
into
that'll make
it fully
sense.
goes into
John
the
Malkovich.
Batman Malkovich. Yeah. Okay, I have some as well. John Young said the Princess Witch for Halloween and the Princess Bitch to go after the coveted PG-13 demographic. They basically write themselves. Madeline Taylor said the Princess Switch, an accurate and funny way to describe my sex life. Top or bottom, who knows? Vanessa Riley said the Princess Witch, both witch with WHICH, both Baker and Fancy Lady get amnesia and neither can remember who is who. So the Princess
That
Witch.
is the winner.
That's good. I like that one, yeah. Alex DeMol said regular Baker Hudgens and the prince die in a car crash in a tunnel while she's impersonating real Princess Hudgens. Princess Hudgens thinks it wasn't an accident. Someone's out to get her. She goes on the run with Kevin while trying to find out the truth.
Too soon.
Yeah, it's been 20 years, guys.
Crass.
Yeah. Tim Morgan said the Princess Twitch. One of them develops a muscular disorder. Our fans have a dark sense of humour.
That caught me off guard.
Sorry, Ollie. Jay Ferguson said the Princess Ditch. The two girls dig a ditch for 90 minutes. No one notices. Sam Postor said the Princess Dimmer Switch. They get eco-friendly. Yeah, and finally on Twitter, we have two from Twitter. @SqueakyHar said Vanessa Hudgens once again plays Vanessa Hudgens, not playing Vanessa Hudgens. She moves into the neighbourhood where I, having a cameo, remind her while taking the garbage out how happy I am to be with my man Zac Efron. It's the ex-girlfriend switch. And finally, Blokebusters podcast @Blokebusters said the Princess PlayStation, a film that is shot on a slightly better resolution camera, has several people that only ever appear in insert director here's filmography, and doesn't even try to appeal to the family demographic. So I guess that's like David Lynch version or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for those listener submissions, guys. We appreciate them very much, and we ask for your listener submissions every week, a few days before we record, by putting posts out on Facebook and Twitter where you can post your ideas. So make sure you like and follow our pages if you don't want to miss out. To listen to more episodes of Beyond the Box Set, you can subscribe and browse our back catalogue on any podcasting platform, including iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and many others, all of which you can also leave us a 5-star review, which is a great way to help us to kind of spread the word and gain new listenership. We're also available on Patreon, which is exclusively for the people who would rate us 5 stars or more if they could. And you can find all of those links in the description below or at beyondtheboxset.com.
Mm-hmm.
And next week, Harry, we are having a Patreon selection.
Next week is the last episode of the year.
It's our final Christmas episode, yes. So we thought we'd end with a listener, with a fan submission, a fan choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I polled our fans, our Patreon subscribers, our hardcore fans on our Facebook page, and asked them to suggest a film. And we got many suggestions, but one came through repeatedly. And so it's just going to be you and me. We're not having a guest on. No one's actually wanting to own this film, but a lot of people wanted to hear us talk
Are you
about
allowed
it.
to tell me who's picked it, or is that anonymous too?
Julio picked it. Kate picked it.
Oh, okay.
There's been a few.
I see what you did
It got
there,
mentioned a few times, yeah. But the film that they have decided they want us to finish our Christmas season on is a festive classic called Christmas with the Cranks. So that should be.
It's been appearing on my YouTube feed for a while recently. Videos about this. Okay.
I mean, it's Jamie Lee Curtis.
You know what? I have no idea what this is.
No, I've never seen it.
No.
I have low expectations. I'm not going to lie, but we will watch it and we will report back.
Yeah.
I think Julio described it as the worst Christmas film he's ever watched.
Oh, that's not what I want. That's not what I want to finish off the year.
Maybe it's good. Well, maybe he's just got bad taste.
Why didn't we switch that with this?
Well, you know,
like this is at least fun.
You've not seen it. Maybe Christmas with the Cranks will be delightful.
Oh, I'm in the worst mood for this now.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm going to drink so much beforehand.
Well, that's your prerogative, Harry. So join us next week for Christmas with the Crank, and thank you, thank you, Ollie and Joe, for joining us tonight. I'm sure we'll both have you going on again in the near future. Do either of you have anything you would like to particularly plug, or no?
I'm going to talk about a gold digger because I had an issue with the plot.
Okay.
We can talk off there. I watched that.
Okay, let's go to the pub right now. But give us 5 seconds to finish this, if that's all right.
So
But anyway, yes, thank you, Ollie. Thank you, Joe, for coming on.
That's a no from both. On
You've both been fantastic today, as always.
It's been a pleasure, as always.
Yeah, Joe, you need to play the catch-up game with Ollie. You're one behind that, I do believe.
Yeah. Yes. You're both always welcome. So thank you very much. And yeah, join us next week for the Christmas with the Cranks.
Yeah, for the final episode of the decade.
My God, yeah.
Yeah, the final episode of the decade.
That's a momentous moment. Yeah. Cool.
Wow.
See ya.
Right. Bye, everybody.
See you later. Bye.
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 Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
There's two of you?